Yarr! What's up, guys? The end is here. We're here to watch Armageddon 2000. How have we not gotten to this one yet? When you guys were suggesting this last week, in my head, we had already done this one. I think I was confusing it with the review I did of this show. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. It's been a while. I was definitely in my old apartment when I did that review. So I think I just got a little bit confused. And once I checked and realized we have not watched this one together, sold on Armageddon 2000. I watched this one live on pay-per-view. I remember a lot about it. The year 2000 was quite a year in WWE, and I was watching everything that I could back in those days. So I remember this one relatively well, although I'm struggling to really remember the card outside of the big six-man Hell in a Cell. I know this show is pretty fun, and it's one that you guys have been recommending for a long time. So we're finally getting to it. Happy Sunday to you. Sorry that we missed last week. I had a family dinner, and guess what? 1 week from tonight, another family dinner. So we're gonna be missing next week's watch along, but we will be here this Saturday to watch Saturday night's main event together, kind of instead. So keep that in mind for this week, and we're also gonna be here tomorrow night for Raw. I just haven't decided if I'm gonna do a watch along or a review yet. I got to decide that tonight, but we'll talk about it. Happy Sunday to you. Glad you're here. Chargers Chiefs is the Sunday night game tonight. I have that on, and I will be eyeballing that. And we're going to watch Armageddon over here. Good to see everybody back, as always. Welcome. Thank you to everybody that was here for the podcast yesterday as well. We've got Mike Rouse and Zane G in the house. Yo, Zane. We've got Tatanani, Just Smitty. Are we still going to be able to do these watch-alongs when the WWE Network goes away? Yeah, I'm not sure where you live, Just Smitty. I'm hoping that WWE content for you WWE Network users will always be available somewhere. Once WWE leaves Peacock, they will probably be on another platform, maybe Netflix, something like that. So wherever WWE content is, that's where we're going to watch it together. There is some rumblings of the WWE Raw archives moving to the WWE Vault channel on YouTube. So if the WWE Vault channel starts carrying some shows, we might just watch them over there. We might be changing up the watch-alongs in 2025. It depends, but I don't think these watch-alongs are going to be affected. We will always be able to watch these shows together and follow along, provided we're all watching on the same platform. That's what makes it the easiest, but I don't foresee that to be a problem. Just Smitty. Zach Palgett, yeah, new channel scroll. It was here last week, too. I don't think you saw it. Brandon McNeil in the house. Yuri Lover is here. We Are Pro Wrestling. Happy to see you. Victor Colon in the house. Ajax Johnson, good evening. I turned 14 years old on the night of the show, and my mother ordered it as a gift. So I had to be here for this one. That is awesome. Happy early birthday to you, Ajax Johnson. I don't know the date on this Armageddon, but it definitely was December, and you were only 14. I would have been 23, so I think I got about 9 years on you, which probably means there's the big 4-0 coming up for you, Mr. Ajax. Better make a will, bro. Killicam in the house. Good to see you. Colin Wright. Leo Whalen is here as well. Who else can I say hello to? Mohammed, good to see you. Jeff McMahon in the house. We have Spartan Sprinkles in here as well. Rodrigo, did I get you? I think I did. And Fox Star Killer is dropping in an early $5 for us. Thanks for that, my friend. Hello, all. Currently on the February 23rd, 2000 episode of WCW Thunder. My condolences. An episode that I have a personal grudge with regarding its main event. I couldn't even tell you what the main event on that show was. I don't think I want to know. But yeah, Thunder in 2000 probably wasn't setting the world on fire, if I remember correctly. Juliet, always happy to see you. MJ Parker in the house. Big 4-0 is on December 10th. I know that because I'm 9 years older than my sister, and she turns 40 in another year, I believe. And I'm getting on her case about it. Jay Lambo, Erotic Fresco. Right on, all y'all who are here. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Everybody, you know the drill. Head over to Peacock. Find WWE Armageddon. You're going to have to go to the pay-per-views and hit the view all and find it from there. It's not going to show up on that scroll. And then you're going to want to find Armageddon Season 2, Episode 1. And I have not even pulled this up yet. The runtime, according to Peacock, is 2 hours, 42 minutes, and 40 seconds. So in just a couple of minutes here, we will all hit play together. Once we do that, the timer right below me will begin to run. Throughout the course of the show, if you experience any advertisements or interruptions of any kind over on Peacock, the timer will help you sync back up with that. Just match your Peacock to our timer, and that's how we do it. I have turned off ads as per usual of these watch-alongs on Sunday. These are all presented to you commercial-free, so I don't make any ad money off this, only super chats, because I don't think it's fair for you guys to have to deal with ads when you're trying to do a watch-along. So we've shut them off, at least on my end. Hopefully Peacock, WWE Network, your Armageddon VHS tape or DVD or whatever you're choosing to watch on here will keep you in sync with us for the most part. But if you want to stay completely in sync to the second in sync, then you got to be watching on the same platform that I do, which right now is Peacock. So anyway, I hope y'all are ready for Armageddon. I think I peeked at the card, a week ago, but I've already forgotten kind of what's on here. What year is the Chris Benoit Billy Gunn match? That's probably on this one because the Radicals debuted in 2000. And I remember Billy Gunn wearing earrings and like Jim Ross giving him shit. I think that's the only other thing I remember about this show is that I think Benoit wins the IC. And then, of course, all sorts of shenanigans go down in that 6-person Hell in the Cell. So if you guys are ready to rock, I am. I'm going to get my fingers ready here on the timer and the play button, and I am locked and loaded and ready to go if you guys are. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, play, just like we always do, okay? Right on. All right. Synced up here, synced up there. All right. My fingers are poised and ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Right on. I'm good over here on my end. Don't skip this intro because I'm hoping they did not network edit. The end is here. And we actually get to listen to it. Were they using that theme for this one? I guess we're about to find out. They do. They do use it. They would also use this theme less than a year later for a pay-per-view that I attended that we've also watched. At least I think we've watched. Survivor Series 2001 in Greensboro. I was smack dab on dead center on camera for that whole show. And they used this crap for the whole pay-per-view theme. We did watch that, right? I know I've reviewed it, and I'm sure we've watched it too. Yeah, we've definitely watched it. I think we watched it last year. Brandon McNeil, thank you, my friend. Thanks for the $10. Of course, man. Don't thank me. Thank y'all. Y'all are the ones here. If you guys weren't here, I wouldn't be doing this. So you don't have to thank me. No, man. You were the best. I love that we're showing like atomic nuclear bombs footage and shit. Well, I guess that's kind of what Armageddon means. And I think there's a very good chance that many of us will die this way. I don't think we're going to make it another 100 years without annihilating ourselves. I just don't. Sorry to be morbid. Shout out to Rubio's. Had some sweet fish tacos today right before we went live. I only had two beers in my refrigerator, and I didn't want to go get any more. So it's going to be a 2 brewski night here. Nice 805. I'm going to crack this one open. Probably drink another one, and that's going to be it for tonight because I have a lot of work to do tonight for the channel. I got to put up Saturday night's main event stuff, podcast stuff, raw shit tomorrow. A lot to do. Sunday night is good mic work homework night. Luckily on the West Coast, I'll be done with this watch along at 8 p.m. I'll have all night to get my shit done. Oh, yeah. They kind of got like a Sweet Home Alabama type of knockoff here. Were they in Alabama for this? They must have been. Why would they be playing this shit? Sweet Home Armageddon. I don't know. I see a lot of tarped off seats there behind the Tron. WWE in the mud. This is a network edit. This is not what they used. Did they really use Sweet Home Alabama and this is what they're dubbing it with? Or did Kid Rock have a cover of that song? Maybe it's his song, in which case I'm glad we're not hearing it. God, we are, what, 3 months away from the death of WCW? Crazy. They're lowering this thing already? We're not opening with the Hell in the Cell, are we? It's a satanic structure. Jim Ross, I think it's Hell in a Cell. In a cell, not the cell. It's the same effect, you know, the TV show Sex and the City. I never knew if it was Sex in the City or Sex and the City. I actually never even knew. I think it's and. All right. I definitely have Armageddon with Sunday Night Heat taped somewhere in my archives. That's right. Now, I think, because I remember I was here in California visiting for Christmas during, like, the Raw episode. Maybe that was the previous year. I was definitely here visiting during the pink slip on a pole. Something similar might happen to Foley here in December of 2000. Does he get shit canned before the end of the year? Doesn't Stephanie go like, "You're fired" or something? Or maybe that was the previous year. I don't remember. Who's this? Oh, Vince. Oh, Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon, can I get you some coffee, sir? Vince has got his cane. He's got his Dr. House cane. I love it. Yeah. You need coffee? He's asking for coffee. I knew he would. And there's that truck. There's that truck of sawdust. Honestly, I'm not really a big fan of that Rikishi bump. I think they tried too hard. They didn't need to do all that. Bring a fucking truck out there, you know. I think after Mankind, Peter panned off the top. It's like they feel like they got to do some crazy shit. Look at Lita. Holy crap. I feel like they have to, they felt like they had to do crazy shit. Are they going to raise this cell up, or is it going to be all the way halfway down the whole show? Who's in charge of the cell? Who's got their finger on the cell button? The cell raiser. You had one job. You got hired to be the cell raiser and lower, and you're fucking it up. Is it broken? It's been a long time since I've seen this show. Oh yeah, Colin Wright. You mentioned Sweet Home Alabama. I've never been to Alabama. Don't think I want to, but I do watch a YouTube channel called Bama Bass. It's just, look at Lita. It's just this nice, look at Lita. It's just this nice, like, southern dude who built a 5-acre pond in his backyard. He stocks it with bass and turtles, and he's got eagle's nests and shit. It's my favorite thing about Alabama is that guy's channel. Oh, God, I forgot about this Dean Malenko Lita stuff. Oh, yeah, the hotel room. Let that go for now. Turn off the lights. I don't know. I'd keep them on. Oh, there's Matt. If you got Lita, you ain't turning the lights off. Or Matt, for that matter, because he is dreamy. Dean, how'd you fall for that? That was like a To Catch a Predator. Look at Eddie in the singlet. Eddie's about to get fired too, isn't he? We Are Pro Wrestling. You're in here, right? When does Eddie get fired? I feel like it's right now. Fox Star, thanks for the $10. The Thunder main event was Sid versus Lex Luger in a non-title match. See, in 1991, I'd be totally into that. That ended in a no contest with Luger and Flair leaving Sid laying, and they didn't follow up on with an episode of Nitro. Well, Luger, Flair, and Sid being at the forefront of a WCW show does sound correct, but not for 2000. That's more of a 1991 shit. Or maybe 93. No? Maybe 90. I don't think they were all there together in the 90s. Flair was gone in 90, 91, 92. Luger was gone after that. They were all in WWE in 92. now that I think about it. They were all at WrestleMania 8. So this is a mixed tag? It's a 6-person. Come on, Eddie. Where are you at, Eddie? Eddie sucks, Chance. Yeah, Eddie not looking his best here. Juliet hooking up just Smitty with a membership. That was very nice of you, Juliet316. Juliet is a big fan of myself and the Solomonster, and when it comes to wrestling YouTubers and podcasters, I don't really know what else you need besides the two of us. We've got knowledge and sex appeal. What else are you looking for? Here comes Jeff. Wow, look at Jeff with a buckshot lariat, sort of. Look how young and spry Jeff Hardy is here. Okay, wait, help me out. Are we getting close to when didn't the Hardy Boys split or something? When did they try to do the breakup with them? Wasn't that 2001? Do we get a heel turn here? My timeline's all jacked. When did the Hardy Boys briefly break up and it was just a stupid idea and they put them right back together? When was that? I thought it was right here at the end of 2000. Maybe it was the end of 2001. Yeah, it was. It was after Survivor Series. Jeff fucked up that. Yeah. I remember now. Oh, yeah, I remember. Lita with a sweet twist of fate there at Eddie. Jeff is coming off with the Swanton, which looked tremendous. I'm still looking at Lita. All right, there we go. Oh, it's an elimination match? I didn't know that either. All right, Eddie's eliminated. I've been following Eddie Guerrero's daughter, whose dog had some sort of medical emergency. I felt really bad for the dog, and I said a couple things, and she responded, just saying, "Hey, good job being like a pet parent or whatever." I'm like, cool. I'm gonna follow Eddie's daughter. And then today she tweets out, "I only encourage men to date women who follow Alex Jones and the Tate brothers." I'm like, all right, that's enough. Unfollow, block. You are stupid. I'm glad her dog's okay though. DVD. Are we going to eliminate Jeff? So, Eddie, I wish you were still alive so you could talk some sense into your idiot kids. I mean, the only one of Eddie's kids, I think, that really has their shit together is Dominic. I mean, he's the only one that I see true success for in life, He's not just a pretty face. He can also wrestle. Nice. Is that German was shitty? You almost, I'm going to go all the way back up to the top here just to make sure I didn't miss any supers because I've kind of been all over the place. Oh, yeah, George, I got you. Here you are. Thanks for that 5. I was wondering where you were. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? How is Tito and Elizabeth? Armageddon, 10 out of 10. Yes. Did you watch it live? Are you going to the first Raw on Netflix? Yes, I did watch this live, and I taped it along with Sunday Night Heat and the whole shebang. But no, I'm not going to go to the first Raw on Netflix. I want to watch that here with you guys. It would be fun to go, but I don't know. It might. Oh, yeah, and there's Saturn's eliminated. I honestly believe it might just be more fun just watching it here. LA's a bitch to drive up to. But I do want to check out that Intuit Dome. Oh, Lita with the spear on Terry. Man, there is some rack on rack violence there. Lita definitely has the better top half of the two. Malenko and Lita are the final two. Uh-oh. Come on, Lita. You're wearing your Carolina blue thong. Everything, is in line. Stars are aligned here for you to get the win. Whenever I wear my Carolina blue thong, I win. Fucking S.A. Rios run in, maybe? Who knows? She really should be in the kitchen making barbecue sauce. I don't know. I think men should make barbecue sauce. I don't know why, but my husband's barbecue sauce recipe sounds like it would be more delicious than my wife's barbecue sauce recipe. I don't know why. Ah, I thought Lita was going to get it on that moonsault. Oh, God. Superplex here coming to poor Leets. Thank you for the clarification on that Sweet Home Alabama stuff, too. Oh, yeah, George. I said, did you get my super chat? Yeah, I just did, as a matter of fact. I'm going through and making sure I didn't miss nothing. Colin Wright, did Vince strain himself having a dump? Yes, that is exactly what he did. Oh, fucking reverse it. This is just a full-on Lita versus Dean Malenko match. I think we need to be acknowledging this here. Oh, and he's going to lift her up. That was a vicious backbreaker, too. Now the pants are coming off. George, thanks for that, too, about the super chat. And Texas Cloverleaf for the win. Angry, bushy-haired Dean Malenko. Are the Hardys going to run out here and help Lita out? Because this is kind of bullshit. There's a sign in the crowd that says, Reg is gay. Reg, whoever you are, I got your back, man. You be you. Oh, look at... They're going to interview her now? I know I can beat him. I know I... Oh, and then Matt's like kissing her. So what do they... Tell me they don't... So they book a match then, right? Lita and Malenko, does it happen on Raw or some shit? And then she beats him? Is that what they do? Lillian. 38-year-old Lillian. No, I'm sorry. 34-year-old Lillian. Yes, you're supposed to stop your training. Shh. Will somebody please answer me why he has 2 gold medals? Because we all knew he won the gold medal in the Olympics, right? But he always refers to his medal as medals. See? I won these gold medals. I thought he only won 1 gold medal. Why is it medals? Did he win 2 in 2 different weight classes or some shit? I always thought it was just the 1 medal. Why is it medals? Nobody's ever explained that. He must have won 2, because he always had 2. I'm rooting for the Chargers in this game. Brother Nero. See, he never says I'm a two-time Olympic gold medalist. He just says I'm an Olympic gold medalist, yet he has 2 medals. Explain it to me like I'm 5. Would you like to see my career come to an end, Lillian? Angle, this promo is too long, and the camera angle is not right. The angle on angle ain't right. Why is it from underneath with the ugly ceiling, the ugly Alabama ceiling? 99% fat-free milk. I dislike no beverage more than milk. I absolutely hate milk. It's so nasty. I don't want it to drink it. Don't keep it the fuck away from me. I'll eat it in ice cream. I'll eat it in cereal, but I ain't drinking it. Casey's on the board, 3-0. Fox Star Killer, thanks for the $10. I had to learn through a YouTube read-through of the March 13th, 2000 Wrestling Observer newsletter that the supposed follow-up to that Luger Flair beatdown on Sid was a house show match between Sid and Rick. I love WCW 2000. What a great place to be if you're a talent. You got to be stuck there watching all this great shit going on in WWE. Like, I want to be there. So we are 2.5 years removed from the famous Hell in the Cell. Hi, William. Hello, William. How are you, sir? Everybody, it is our European champion making his way to the ring right now. I'd like you to stand up and wave to him, please. There will be, there's no besmirching permitted on this YouTube channel. None of that. Ruben, thanks, dude. At Ruben Anthony, thanks for the $5. Sup, Uncle Greg? Hope all is well. Any chance we can sneak in a members SNME watch along before it returns? Maybe. Tonight is my night to formulate what we're gonna do. We might be able to. We're definitely gonna be here watching Saturday, though. This year's Saturday night's main event. So if he's is he facing Bob Holly or something? Oh, okay. Enrich my life, William. Number 1. Oh. A handkerchief will stop me from looking like a snob? A slob? That's it. It's fine to wear overalls. When I wear my overalls, I always have one strap down. Because that's how you wear them. Yeah. Well, it's Alabama. They're having sexual intercourse with their farm animals is what William Regal is trying to point out here. He just cares about people, and he knows that having sexual intercourse with your barnyard animals is dangerous for you. So I don't know why he's being booed. That's a very, very important public service announcement. Don't fuck your goats. But yet people are acting like he's saying something wrong, you know? It's good advice. Y'all got any goats? Don't be fucking them. Clone Force, thanks for the $2. Orton brings back the punt kick to KO on Saturday night's main event. It could be Randy Orton costing KO the match, which is probably likely because they did the whole pile driver angle. I still want Kevin Owens to win, but I don't think he's gonna. I'm aware that it's probably unlikely, but I'm not going to shut up about how much it needs to happen. And maybe it still can. Maybe Owens does beat Cody for the title, but it's just not on Saturday's main event. Maybe it's the Rumble or something. But we will see. We're going to be watching it together. I just don't want an uneventful Saturday night's main event. You know, we're going to get a new U.S. champion for the women, but if it's just Cody and Gunther retains and Liv Morgan probably will too, it's like, okay, but, you know, this is the rebirth of Saturday night's main event. Jesse Ventura is on the call. Like, do something big. You know, you're on network television. Huge audience, you know. Oof. Yuri Lover, thanks for the $5. In your opinion, who wins, Gunther or Prime Kurt Angle? Also, I was 3 at the time, and the 4-year-old me would say Jeff Hardy. Or Jet Hardy. Oh, that's funny. Jet Hardy. Jet Hardy. That's adorable. You were 3 at the time? I got 20 years on you, man. Jet Hardy. Nice superplex. You know how I just said I didn't like milk when I was a kid? I called it moke. M-O-K-E. Moke. My dad, around me, he called it moke all the way until he died. Whenever if he ever said milk around me, he would call it moke. I'm like, moke sucks, Dad. I hate it. 4 million people, 15 last names. Threw him down. Mm. Wow. Oh my God. That is crazy. I'm trying. Oh yeah, I'm still trying to think about Yuri's question. Gunther or Prime Kurt Angle? I can't vote against Prime Kurt Angle. Oh yeah, Bills lost. Yep. There, I finally made it down to the end of the chat here where I think I've caught up on everybody. Man, WWE, I remember they had a show, like a Raw in Alabama, I think in like 97. And it was a grim bunch. I don't know where they were, Mobile or something. And it was, you know, they were running a little smaller arena. I think Lawler even did like an interview with like the 2 most inbred looking dudes. And I was like, my God. But Alabama, look at these people all look totally normal. There's nothing wrong with Alabama. It's 47th in education, but I'm sure the people are totally nice. Oh, there is Raven. Boom. One. Two. Yeah. Scotty Flamingo with the assist. I loved this Regal theme. Like, I don't drink tea, but if I did drink tea, I would want to, like, listen to this while I drink tea. I always wave at Regal back. It's rude to not wave back to him. Now, Raven had just gotten there, right? I think he showed up a couple months earlier. At Unforgiven, I believe. All right. A few minutes. JR just said we're a few minutes away. That match should be like 2 hours from now. Maybe an hour and a half. Boom. And I'm curious with after Triple H went heel, because him and Angle were feuding before Angle won the title over Stephanie, kind of. Oh, Kevin Kelly. Oh yeah, this is right after the. I'm like, what's wrong with Rikishi? I'm like, oh yeah, because he just tried to murder Austin. Oh, I was hoping he would say, and tonight I'm going to make a change. Oh, China. I loved China, hated her theme song. Don't treat me like a woman. Is that a rib? Like the fact that they purposely open with that line? After all the fucking jokes that woman had to endure? And the very first thing her song says is, don't treat me like a woman? I'm like, well, many fans don't. I always thought that was insensitive as all hell. And the song's shit on top of that. It's crap. It's one of the worst themes they had at the time. It's right up there with, you've done it now. Look at Ivory. China is a beast. Damn, Ivory just beating down China. How long does this feud last? Isn't Ivory the one that China beats at WrestleMania for the title? Does this right to censor shit last all that time? I like the cars. This kind of reminds me of Over the Edge 98. Oh, Val. So it's what? It's Val against China? Ugh. Oh, there you go. That'd be weird for China at this point. I mean, her and Triple H are now not together. He's with Stephanie. I guess she's traveling by herself now. I don't know who she rode with back in the day, or if she had road friends or anything. I hope she did. Look at that. That was a beautiful drop toe hold, and now China just putting it to Val. Today is the day John Lennon died. Yep, I remember Monday Night Football. Howard Cosell. An unspeakable tragedy. John Lennon, outside of his New York City apartment building, shot twice in the back, rushed to Rosemount Hospital, or whatever hospital it was, and I'll never forget the dead on arrival. A.B. Johnson, 40. I think it was more than 40 years ago. I'm pretty sure that was 82. John Lennon definitely didn't die in 84. It was like 82. It might have been 81. Yeah, it was more than 40 years ago. Oh, Lawler. God, I hate Lawler. This arena looks a lot like the arena here in San Diego in terms of the upper level there. Yeah, 1980. Yeah, so we're talking 44 years, not 40. That's a terrible neck breaker. And China hooking the near leg is weird. Kind of defeats the purpose. Because if you hook the far leg, then your body weight will help keep the near leg down. There's a better one. When Hogan, I don't like anybody hooking the near leg. It pisses me off. Hogan hooked it when he beat Andre at WrestleMania 3. Or wait, he might not have. He might have grabbed the... No, he grabbed the right leg. He took 8th grade twice. I took every grade once. No reason to stay in school any longer than you need to. Get it done, get out, don't look back. Money shot misses. China's gear is very hot. I'll give her that. Fucking Ivory. Go get her. Oh. Lilith. I forgot they were calling her Lilith. Lilith Crane. Lilith would have been a great wrestling character. She could cut a promo. And Val beats her with the fisherman. Val Venus. Yay. Feel like China's going to get her. Yeah, here she comes. Up, she's got Ivory. China's got her Bianca Belair braid. No, Val's going to stop whatever is going to happen here. No. Oh. It's like a blue thunder bomb to China. All right. One extra move. Both intergender matches, the men go over. What a bunch of shit. Women being held back. That's where she belongs, in his armpit. That's nice, JR. Boy, they like showing this retirement match. I didn't really love this one, this Hell in a Cell. It was one of those matches where I felt they tried too hard. That Rumble match at the Garden was all I needed. That should have been the retirement match. I didn't need all this. Well, back in these days, if I was only 23, that means so was Stephanie. Well, what do you want Vince to do about this, Stephanie McMahon? Do you want him to take him out of this championship match? Would your husband appreciate that? I mean, he is just 3 weeks removed from falling from the top of a fucking crane and being smushed to smithereens in his car, but I knew I could come. This is so stupid. Oh, okay. I was trying to remember how they, like, what the point of bringing that truck out there was. Did they bring the truck out there to try to, like, pull the cell down or something? Like, Vince doesn't want this match to happen, and that's why they drove the sawdust truck out there to yank it off its foundation or something? Like, is that the excuse that they give for backing that truck up to the cell? Because I actually don't remember why they would even do that. Why there would need to be a truck coming out there with anything. All right, so they're really playing into the dangers of the Hell in a Cell. Look at Undertaker.
My thoughts. What do you think my thoughts are? This is a time for reckoning with myself. To this day, I still have visions of the things that I've done to men in this cell. And knowing what I'm going to have to do tonight.
This one, other than this one and like the New Day Usos, what other multi-man cells matches have we had? Have we had like a lot of triple threats? Doesn't feel like there's been a ton.
I crave the feeling of taking another man and ripping his face off. Taking his face and grinding it against the steel till the flesh is gone. And all that's left is blood.
Oh, he's grind a man's face against the cage until all the flesh is gone. And all that's left is blood. That's nice. Oh yeah, DX versus McMahon. Yes, any cell match with more than 2 people counts. So that definitely counts. Oh, is this where Undertaker debuts Roland? Oh, it probably is, because I remember the first time he did that, and I remember it kind of caught us off guard. I remember that. And I remember thinking it didn't sound right. And I'm like, what? I liked American Badass more because I liked Sad But True by Metallica, not Kid Rock. But I liked that theme better, I thought. And so Roland didn't sound good to me. I just thought it sounded weird. I'm like, why are they doing this? He's got a new song now? But then that one grew on me too. Hate Kid Rock, hate Limp Bizkit, but a couple of their songs did fit pretty well with certain things. My Way at WrestleMania 17 and the American Badass Sad But True cover that Kid Rock did for Taker. They were fine. Undertaker, you're not winning this match, so I don't really care what you say. I'm from Texas, and we wear our shirts unbuttoned there. Juliet, for sure. It definitely will be dubbed over with Big Evil music, I have no doubt. That stupid song. You've done it now. Yeah, they are really hyping up the dangers of this Hell in a Cell. Multiple callbacks to Triple H and Foley, Foley Taker, Shawn Taker. Fast and the Furious came out this year. I sit here proudly, having never watched one single minute of any Fast and the Furious movies ever. Have not seen shit, don't care, never will.
And he landed right there. It was called the choke slam from hell.
It was called a choke slam from hell. God, we are just really recapping a lot of the Cell stuff here. I will never believe that cage wasn't supposed to give way. It looked like that was the plan all along to me. I will never believe that spot wasn't planned.
Hell, I wanted his whole body to break. The most vicious that I'd ever felt.
Roland isn't dubbed over. Okay, Victor, thanks for checking that out.
So I grabbed his ass and I took him and I threw him as hard as
Ha, the new one. I used to watch a lot of pay-per-views like that back in the day, especially in the 90s and the 80s, watching on the Scrambled pay-per-view channel. But at least you could hear it. I watched a couple of Royal Rumbles that way. Oh my God. We get it, WWE. It's a dangerous match. We know. Y'all couldn't done this on Heat?
this is the side of me that made Mick Foley.
Undertaker, I cannot stress this enough.
This is the side
I don't care.
even more famous.
How's Sarah doing, by the way? Does her new husband have her name tattooed on his neck?
I'm gonna make famous tonight.
Is Michelle McCool be like, babe, I can still kind of see your name. You got to cover that up. I can still see it where it says Sarah. Okay, here comes Vince. Back in these days, we would see a lot of in-ring promos in the middle of pay-per-views. This was not uncommon for the Attitude Era. I can't really see it in the... Where is it? Oh, yeah. I can't get the good angle on it, but I got a battle scar from work. A nice big burn right down my wrist here. Hurts. Oh, there. Fix the steps for Vince so he doesn't have to... Here you go, Mr. McMahon. They're not fixed, Pat. You got them all wrong. There you go, Vince. You got up there. I forget why he's busted up. Look at him. Oh. UPN SmackDown. I forgot UPN. Secondary burn? No, I doubt it. It's going to be fine. Just a burn. I got them all over myself. Battle scars. Okay. Oh, is this when he told Linda, I want a divorce? Is that... Yeah. Oh, Vince. This is a pay-per-view that people paid for. Okay, he took everything. Rock bottom stunner and a last ride on the go home Raw. Okay. That's awesome. It must have hurt to remove that Sarah tattoo. Yeah, I think so, because I think when you have to remove a tattoo, they just have to sandpaper it off, right? Takes a while. A lot of blood. Hmm. I'm going to look up the date on this. December 10th. Oh, we're almost on the anniversary. 2 days. Yeah, the party that is so obsessed with the traditional American family supports people who are anything but. My God, hypocritical fucks. Vince and president-elect and all the shit they do. Yeah, you're a passionate humanitarian, Vince. We know. So Vince wants to prevent Mick Foley from presenting this Hell in the Cell match. Vince is the owner of the company, but is somehow at the mercy of Mick Foley. You know what, Vince? I'd rather have a match going on than you doing this. We just had to listen to Undertaker flap his gums for an hour and a half. And now Vince is out there. I don't want this match to happen. I'm a humanitarian. Okay. Vince, I would like you to eat a dick. A big one. Oh, 5 seconds of silence for the benefit of those with flash photography. Ben, because Austin and Rock and Taker all hit their finish on him on Raw. Ryan Adams, thanks for the 5. What's up, Greg? Sorry for being late. Unfortunately, got a sick puppy. We'll take care of the puppy. Hopefully the puppy is doing well. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Puppy comes first. Puppy takes priority. This hedonistic match. Vince, I just truly loathe and despise your face. I hate the sight of you. I know, Julia. He definitely probably has done that. I have no doubt. Mired in the afterbirth of this match. What a drama queen. My God, Vince. Fucking drama queen. You're more dramatic than a customer at the restaurant telling me they're gluten-free. I'm like, yeah, I know. Here's that attention you ordered. He can't. I love that he can't figure out how to get through the ropes. I hope he falls. Please tell me he falls. Chris Jericho and Kane, last man standing match? Okay. We had to sit through the 2 dumbest promos I think I've ever heard in my life when we could have been watching last man standing match. Between a couple of MAGA assholes. No problem. I still think the match is going to be good. I miss those old WWF Attitude shirts. I had like 2. I had one I bought because a lot of times, like, if you went to your local mall, like a J.C. Penney or something like that, would have kind of like knockoff or bootleg WWE shit. It was weird. And there was a WWF logo T-shirt there, WWF Attitude logo T-shirt, and I already had like one or two, so I bought it for like $10. Took scissors to it, cut the Attitude Era WWF Attitude logo off, and stretched it around a piece of like cardboard and put it in. Like if you buy a picture frame at the store and it has that like cardboard piece in it, I stretched it around there to fit it, stapled it, and put it in the frame, and it hung on my wall for years. It looked awesome. People would say, "Where'd you get that poster?" I'm like, "It's not a poster; it's a cut-up T-shirt." How do you get creative back then, 25 years ago? I think there's a chance I still have that in the frame in one of my giant storage bins that are stacked to the ceiling in the walk-in closet with all my old shit. He's possessed. If I ever find it, I'll bust it out. But I definitely did it in, I think, 1998. So it's 26 years old, and I think it's still on the frame somewhere in there. This whole thing was over a cup of coffee. I know, right? Kane and Jericho. 1 year later at this very event, which ironically would be in San Diego because this building reminds me of the sports arena here in San Diego. Jericho would win the Undisputed Championship or become the Undisputed Champion. Well, if it's undisputed, what's all the fighting about? I did love Kane's pyro. I sat many times close to the ring and felt that heat back in those days. That old countdown screen. We just passed the 25th anniversary of Jericho's debut back in August. Oh, Kane's coming after him. Here we go. Did I enjoy the Jericho segment this past Wednesday? Not really. I mean, I'm slightly interested in the Cardona thing, but Jericho in 2024 is no use to me as a wrestling fan. Cameraman, go back. There we go. There you guys go. Thank you. God, these production crates. Damn. It does not weigh several hundred pounds, Jim Ross. God damn. Not even full. There's that sawdust. Or bed, kennel bedding? Is that what that is? I thought it was sawdust. Who's back there? Okay, we got Scott. We got Sex A. I see Brooklyn Brawler. I was trying to get a look at who's in the background there. I see Teddy Long. He's the referee, baby. Yeah, we saw the truck earlier when Vince showed up with his cane. He walked right past it. So that's the second time we've seen that truck tonight already. What did we watch last? Did we watch Survivor Series 2000? Did they have a match there? Didn't we watch that just a couple weeks ago? Why do I feel like we've seen this match already? Did they work Survivor Series 2000 and then this is the blow-off? Maybe do you need the Chiefs to lose? I kind of want them to lose too because I want the Lions to have the best record in the league all year. They better win the Super Bowl, man. I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm not used to giving a shit about football because the Lions always suck, and the fact that they're good, I'm like, oh crap, I have to care now? That means I have to be disappointed if they lose? I don't want to be. I had enough disappointments this year. Oh. Kane is a beast. Or was a beast back then. I don't recall who wins this. I have no idea. We're about a month away from Kane's crazy Royal Rumble performance. Royal Rumble 92 and Royal Rumble 2001 still to this day have no equals. I mean, they are the best ones. Nothing else really comes close. Not the Ray one or the Benoit one or the weird one where Vince blew his quads out or the Cena return in Madison Square Garden. None of that. Not even close to 92 or 2001. Nice. You were at SummerSlam 2002. That was good. We've watched and reviewed that one, I think. Yeah, Ray, we could do Rumble 01. I thought I did it, though. There's no way we haven't watched that one. We watched 94, Wade. I definitely remember that because I remember making that thumbnail for The Undertaker. That was a couple years ago, I think. I guess we could revisit some of these for those who weren't around for some of those. I'm going to have to look at my Royal Rumble list and start formulating a plan for January. A plan for Jan, because it's going to be a busy month. And it's going to be a lightened month for me at my job. So we might have some time for some extra shit in January because December's been absolute madness. Had the best financial single week of my life this week. I've been working for 32 years. So it's been busy. It has been busy, busy, busy. So I'm very ready to take a month of chill time in January and do more wrestling streams, man. Royal Rumble 04 we haven't done. That could be one. I never reviewed SummerSlam 02. What the hell's wrong with me? I'll get to it. I've got a top 5 SummerSlam YouTube short in the can that I have not released yet. Maybe I'll dot my I's and cross my T's and upload that tonight. I think Kane Kane, I think at this time, was still wearing the black makeup on his eyes under the mask. You can see it running. It's running down his chin here on the side of the mask. I'm like, what is that shit? I'm like, oh, it's probably his makeup sweating off. Oh, Jericho got caught. Royal Rumble 89. We could do that one. That one's so old. I mean, shit, I was only 12, so fuck, how old can some of y'all be? Negative 12, probably, a lot of you. AJ, would I want to be as jacked as Kane? The question is, would Kane want to be as jacked as me? I'm more jacked than Kane. I mean, Kane's in, like, good shape, but he's no good mic work. But no, I've always done a fair amount of exercising, but I don't know if I could be having like balloon-sized fucking muscles. I don't have the time to dedicate 12 hours a week to the gym. I can exercise. I can dedicate time to exercise and keep myself not fat, and toned, but I can't add height to myself, even if I do lifts like Kane. So Kane's got good 7 inches on me. But I had a really bad rotator cuff injury too, and I had shoulder pain for a lot of years. So my exercises was a lot of just pull-ups and push-ups and stuff. It was hard for me to do any sort of heavy weights for probably like 8 years. I couldn't even touch them because my shoulder was so painful. It's gotten better. I'm virtually pain-free now, and I've been that way for like the last 10 years, but it was rough. For a few years there was just chronic pain. Cortisone shots every 6 months, like the whole deal. It was just, ugh. Well, a lot of guys, when they lose these last man standing matches, they ask for an execution, and that's kind of what Jericho did just then. How many guys, help me out, will you give me examples if these exist? How many last man standing matches have ended in the ring? Don't these usually end at the announce table, where somebody can't get up in time after a table bump, or maybe even in the crowd? But dead center in the ring? I can't think of a single last man standing match that has ended like that. Come on, Jericho. 9. Yeah, Smitty, but when you get into your 50s, your body changes. I've always thought I was in really good shape, and I can tell my body, dad bod things starting to happen there. I did take care of my belly. I was getting a little bit of a belly, and I was like, oh, this is bullshit, and I got rid of it. It's gone. My abs are back, but I was like, But when you get older, man, shit just happens to you. So I might not be a big Jericho fan, but I can't fault him for how he looks. I mean, geez, he's been an athlete all his life, and when you have a really impressive physique and then you just stop working out in your old age, you're gonna get a little messed up looking. It's okay. DDT. Good DDT. See if Teddy Long counts them both out here right in the middle. Yo, Mike Witt, what is up? Thanks for the $5. Hey, Greg and Chad, is Tito watching tonight? We got to do a Starcade watch-along for December. We will. I was going to actually do one this week until a lot of people started suggesting this show. I'm like, let's do this one. But Tito is here. I'll show him to you. All right. See him? Look how cute he is sleeping. Just sleeping right on the couch like a good boy. So he's doing well. We're both doing well, Mike. Thanks for being here. Oh, We Are Pro Wrestling. That match was a last man standing match? Well, I guess it was, because I remember them brawling all up throughout the arena. Undertaker versus Executioner, a.k.a. Terry Gordy from It's Time, 1996. That was a crazy one. I remember them brawling outside, but I don't remember the context of the match. That was a last man standing match? Huh. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it before, like why I have a memory of them brawling outside. Oof. I think because Executioner was the first one in, I think maybe with like a shovel at the Buried Alive match. I think that's why that match happened. It's probably a trip for Taker to work with Terry Gordy. I mean, even though it was under a mask, you know, we never got Taker and Brody. I guess that's the next best thing, is Taker and Bam Bam. Pillman his head, man. Oh, he's going to lion salt him on the lion salt. Okay, it was called Armageddon Rules. Well, then technically, it doesn't count. Well, I guess it does. If he's counting to 10, it counts. Close enough for me. All right, Fox Star. I'll look for a Starcade. We're going to have to do it in 2 weeks, though. Which, shit, is that going to be Christmas? No, it's going to be like the 22nd, I guess, right? So the 22nd, we'll be here for another one, but we'll miss next Sunday. Next Sunday is my Christmas with my family because I'm not going to see some of them over the actual holidays. So that's what we got planned next week. Oh, my God. Well, we're out in the arena now. It'll probably end somewhere out here. I wonder if these are the same cars from over the over the edge. Or they'd probably not. They just probably went to some Alabama junkyard and be like, give us the 6 shittiest cars you got. Back in the day, security used to be somewhat lax at these shows. Not lax, but shit was more accessible. As a fan, I've been behind the Titantron more times than I can even count. We used to always try to sneak around back there. And one time I got back there, hardcore style, and traded insults with The Rock. Yikes! Ooh, I think that was a bulldog. I think Jericho jumped off and tried to do that bulldog that he usually does in the ring through the table, but the fans didn't react to it because I don't think they saw it. I shudder to think. Jim Ross, he always shudders to think. Do you ever notice that? He shudders to think. I didn't hate the slow chemical, Yuri, but I really like classic Kane. I like the classic Kane WWF The Music Volume 3. Oh my God, he's going to push those barrels on him? Oh, they're all welded together. They didn't even hit Kane. He's fine. That's how he's going to win? 1. Why can't Kane come fighting out of that? Kane's buried. He's buried alive. Is it a buried alive match or a last man standing match? Is it a last man buried alive match? The last man to be buried alive wins? Stay up, Jericho. He's trying to... Kane's hand came through. Jericho wins. Yeah, you saw a hand come out, but he wasn't standing. He was laying. It's not the last man laying match. If it was, Kane would win. I'm curious about these cars. Yeah, they definitely picked them up from a junkyard or something. There's no way they trucked all these in. You know how sometimes you get like time-lapse videos of like setups and breakdowns of like arenas for sports events and stuff? I would like to see one for this, to see how they got those cars in there and then put them on top of each other. I think probably what happened is Crash Holly probably just came up and lifted the cars, just like, where do you want it? And they're like, put it over there. And okay, that's probably what they did. But I'd like to see the footage. Ooh, I like how the dust came up after he pushed that down. Killer Cam, I love Saturday night's main event being back regularly. I've been talking a lot about that on my podcast lately, and we're going to be here on Saturday, 1 week from 6 days from now, 1 week from yesterday, watching it together. So be here next week. And since you are now a channel member, Killer Cam, check out our members-only Saturday night's main event watch-alongs that we've done so far. Available to you and you only.
Okay, but you understand Vince McMahon may have been right about a lot of things in his career when it comes to the helmet.
I love that that Foley's office is like decorated with shit you can buy at Spencer's Gifts. Why are you guys being this much of pussies over this match? Like, we can't do this match. It's an unnecessary story beat in the pay-per-view. Just do the fucking match. Oh, look at there. There's our overlay right here in WWF New York style or form. Oh, look who's here, Shawn Michaels. Just months away from getting canned. I'm pretty sure he got fired the night WWE bought WCW. It's just sad because you know Shawn probably has about 7 OxyContin in his system right now. Or Oxy something. Vicodin, whatever. Whatever he's on, it's in him. Soma's. He's probably got a Soma up his ass right now. He seems all right. Well, props to Shawn. He doesn't seem wasted. Shawn does what I used to do. I used to have long hair, and I would always have my hair tie on 2 of my fingers on my hand. I did the same shit.
I gotta tell you, the first thing was fear. The fact of the matter is, this is a match. Whether anybody wants to agree or disagree, they're made for the Undertaker.
Never mind. He might be a little bit under the influence of the sauce. Take care of yourself. Don't get too fucked up there in WWF New York. Don't bang any of them waitresses either. Thank you, Shawn. Oh, I was a total hippie. It was about as long as Shawn's is here. It wasn't super long, but it got to about that long. Finally, I was tired of fucking with it. But in a lot of ways, long hair can be just as simple as short hair. You know, with long hair, I can just pull it back, throw a hat on, go out the door. I just never had it like having regular hair because I don't want to have to comb it or style it or do nothing with it, you know? I like simple. And this is the best. I highly recommend the old cue ball. When anybody is like mad at me on social media, they like point out that I'm bald as if that's an insult. I'm like, I love having no hair. Everybody compliments me on it. I'm more handsome now than I was with hair. So, fuck you. We haven't even seen any of Stone Cold or The Rock tonight. So Stone Cold, The Rock, and Triple H, I feel like all need to make like backstage promos. Is this the one where The Rock goes I'm going to drink a big glass of milk. Or was that on Raw leading up to this? When Rock, like, went through all of the combatants? Oh, here comes E&C. Okay, guys, here's my thought. In AEW right now, Christian has got that contract. Does he cash in and then Adam Copeland beats him for the title? Is that what they're going to do? I mean, having Christian and Edge on your title history would be pretty cool if you're a wrestling promoter. I would like to have that. I mean, Christian's been teasing that contract. Are they really going to have him hold on to that thing this whole time just to fail his cash-in? Part of me thinks he's going to win, and then Adam Copeland's going to return healed from injury and challenge him right out of the gate. And then win the championship and then pass it back to Swerve or something. Adam Copeland versus Swerve. All in Texas. Oh, look at the Dudleys and the RTC stuff. We knew they weren't going to do that. Hey, is that Madison Square Garden? That looks like MSG. MSG is unmistakable. There's the old WrestleMania 10 entrance right there. Boom. I have never been to Madison Square Garden, and I would like to go one day. Oh, no. Hey, guys, we're going to move some things. We're going to move some things. What are you going to move? Things. Hey, K-Quick. Remember when all the Angle brothers did that? Hey, K-Quick. I'll never forget after K-Quick left, went to TNA. I went to a SmackDown in Charlotte in like 2003 with my ex-wife. And we were leaving, and he's out there hawking his CDs. And I was like, oh my God, what's up? And I walked right up to him. He shook my hand. He goes, how you doing, man? You want one of my CDs? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take one of your CDs. Thanks. And he like gives me one of his CDs. And he's like, that's $12. And I'm like, oh, I thought you were asking me I thought you were passing out your CDs. I'm like, oh, and I was weird. I had no money, no cash on me. And I'm like, well, oh, sorry, bro. Here you go. I don't have any money to pay you for this, or on me, And it was awkward exchange between me and R-Truth. But I didn't even know he was in TNA. I'm like, what are you up to these days? He goes, I'm the TNA champion, or I'm the NWA champion. I'm like, oh, sorry, I was not aware. But he was standing out, and he gave me the CD. He goes, all these songs are about Vince McMahon. He was really butthurt about Vince McMahon back then. Now he defends the man. What a difference 20 years will make. So I was really happy when he came back to the company in like 2009 or 10 and started feuding with Cena and all that. I was so happy he was back. I'm like, way to go. I'm so glad that he's back in the company now and maybe his bitter feelings are gone. He gave me a CD. I'm like, thanks. Maybe he said 20. I forgot what price he quoted me, but he literally looked, because he had a ton of them. He looked like he was I thought he was handing them out. Like, thanks, K-Quick. If I would have paid him for it, I'd hit him up on Twitter and ask him if I could get reimbursed. I'm like, you've made enough money now. Can I have my $20 back? By the way, it is Dudley's, Edge and Christian, Right to Censor, and K-Quick and Road Dogg, who are about to move some things in a fatal four-way tag title match, I think is what this is. Yeah, and for you young people in the chat, if you don't know what a CD is, just Google it. It's a disc that you place in a machine and it'll play music. Yeah, and Truth is part of that Cookie Gate shit, too. Oh, my God. Oh. Nice. Yeah, Bubba was doing the road dog thing. That was nice of him to join in. JA 1987. This is an honest to God truth. I block out Randy Savage's brief venture into rap music. I just like to pretend he didn't do that. I mean, basically for me, Randy Savage died in 1994. I mean, I could not get into him in WCW. Felt wrong. felt just wrong and dirty that he was there. Even though I don't blame why he went. This kid, look at our Truth. Look at how spry and just athletic he is. And our Truth still looks great, obviously. He does not age, but he ain't as nimble as this anymore. I mean, he looks a little bit, like his age, but still. He has been, him and Bobby Lashley, I don't know what they're taking, but I want some. You don't really see that, I'm trying to think of what other wrestlers have that Lashley and Truth effect to where they just remain unchanged. Some of the women do, like Trish looks amazing. Lillian Garcia, another good example. But you don't see it with a lot of the white boy wrestlers because they kind of get old and looking and shit. But man, the women, they can do it. Come on, Good Father. I saw Good Father's, what's his name? Charles Wright. I saw his interview with Chris Van Vliet, or a little bit of it, where he did talk about really hating this. He did not like being in the right to censor. And as a result, I think he bullied Stevie Richards a little bit, as K Quick is bleeding on his teeth there. K Quick's got the Coolio, rocking the Coolio do. Rest in peace to Coolio. Stacy and Tori, yes. Stacy's probably the Shelton Benjamin. Obviously, Juliet B don't see, but Stacy Keibler. Yeah, and Al Snow doesn't look the same. He looks better. And that's the thing about some men get as they get older, kind of start looking different, but better, more distinguished. Even like super athletic wrestlers like AJ Styles, he's changed, a lot over the years. Oh, nice tag to Bubba. Oh my God, Edge got really hung up there. Come on, Bubba is just fired up. Sidewalkie coming in, yep. Bubba's doing the Claudio. He's doing the Cesaro here. Just taking everybody out. There we go. We got all 8 men now in the ring. It's busting loose, McMahon. We want tables, I know. Fans are so one-dimensional. Oh, what a dive by Cake Wick. He got caught. Oh, is that going to be Luke Gallows and Anderson's finisher? Nope. Shoulder breaker. On the floor. Mike, miss you. No, I didn't miss it. I just haven't seen it yet. What's up? There we go. This is not, unlike the other match earlier, this is not elimination, correct? Well, at least we know the tables are legal because it's a four-way. Oh yeah, you were way up there, Mike. Sorry, that fiver from you earlier. If I ever met JR, I'm going to ask him what's the difference between regular mule and a government mule, and how tough is a $2 steak? Well, that's easy. If you buy a $2 steak, that's going to be tough as hell. I saw a funny picture online. Oh, is this going to be it? It was a picture of a super well done filet mignon. And somebody in the comments goes, "That's not even well done. That's congratulations." I marked out. That's a really good way to put it. But a regular mule and a government mule, I don't know. I don't like the idea of governments owning mules, but apparently they do. And what do they do with these mules? And why would you, like, whip a government mule? Why would you whip any mule? What a mule do to you? Just living her mule life? I'll tell you what I like is a Moscow mule. Or maybe a dark and stormy. No, I will not eat a blue steak. I've changed in when I was younger, I was medium rare. No matter what steak I got, filet, New York, ribeye, prime rib, whatever, medium rare. Lamb chops, medium rare. I'm a medium guy now, as I've gotten older. Yeah, oh, I thought Edge and ENC were going to pull it off. Unprettier. Unprettier for the win. No way. No way. Oh, we got it. Okay. I thought we'd get one more kick out there. Edge and Christian. New tag team champions. I love them as tag team champions. Oh my God. I like how Stephanie's sitting. Yeah. Me and Stephanie are the exact same age, her and I.
World Wrestling Federation Championship is the most important thing in the world to me. It's my life. I'm the game. What good am I if I'm not the best? And I know you remember what happened last year. I know you remember Hell in a Cell. I ended Mick Foley's career. But I know you remember what happened to me.
The Helmsleys.
I was beaten. Barbed wire was bloody. I spit up blood for a damn week.
Yeah, $2 steak. Yeah, that's gonna be friggin' shoe leather.
It doesn't matter. Understand that it doesn't matter to me. I don't care what it takes. If I have to put my body, my health on the line, it doesn't matter. This is the most important thing in the world to me. This is what I do. This is my life. You should know that.
Don't scream at your wife. What's wrong with you?
I don't care if it takes me my
She's hot.
damn breath. I will be the World Wrestling Federation champion again. No one will stop me. This cell is not
Triple H, it's gonna be a long time until you see that World Wrestling Federation Championship. How long would it be? Another year plus, right?
World Wrestling Federation champion.
Right, you're gonna win that at WrestleMania 18. It ain't even WrestleMania 17 yet, there, son. So take you and your big nose, get the fuck out. Steph is almost 50, pretty crazy. I'm almost 50, pretty crazy. I'm gonna be here at age 85. Y'all are gonna just be waiting for me to die. Dying on stream would be interesting. If I make it into my 90s, I'm gonna do a stream every night. Okay, here comes Billy Gunn. And if you weren't sure, he's the one. I remember too at the time, I love Billy Gunn. But at the time, I remember being like, why is the Intercontinental Championship around his waist when we have Jericho, Benoit, Eddie, Taz, Malenko, and so many great wrestlers in the company now that came in, over the previous year. And I was really happy they made this match because I'm like, there's no way Benoit loses to him. He just had no business being the IC champ to me. In 99, when their talent roster was a lot lighter, you could put the belt on somebody like him. But I'm a massive Billy Gunn fan. He just didn't have my respect yet during this run. I loved him in the Outlaws, but I was having trouble taking him seriously as a singles. Even when he won the King of the Ring, I was at that show in 99. Then he was Mr. Ass. And then he's doing this. And soon he's going to be fucking Chuck and all that. It's just, ugh. Yeah. Jim Ross had a problem with that. Our Intercontinental Champion was wearing 2 earrings. That's really not a weird thing to do now. It feels like a lot of guys wrestle and gals wrestle with shit all over them. But I mean, the Beast Mordos wrestles in a Vader elephant mask in every match. So I don't know why Jim Ross is so butthurt about earrings. He used to always get on guys about his weight and shit too. And I'm like, yeah, Jim Ross, you ain't the coach, man. He would have like a coacher's mentality. And I'm like, why don't you work on your own weight before you start shitting on Mark Henry and Mick Foley or anybody else that might have a little bit extra poundage on him? He would always make subtle comments and commentary, about wanting to get in shape and shit. I'm like, bitch, you get in shape. Fuck. Come on, Benoit. I hate rooting for a dead guy here. Or a murderer, I should say. Yeah, good point. I'm pretty sure, Ray, I think Ahmed had the earrings in, right? Probably when he was Intercontinental Champion. I loved when he won the title. Holy crap, did that whole thing shit the bed, though, right after he won the belt. It was just instant. He was injured and he was never the same again. Billy is so huge, too. Chris Ludek, what's up, dude? Thanks for the 5. It's so weird when Austin turned heel in 01. It felt like Triple H was demoted because he was back to feuding for the IC. Yeah, it did a little bit, but I felt that was going to be short-lived. It felt like they were going in the direction of having Triple H beat Austin for the belt. And I think Triple H winning the Intercontinental Championship was only done so they could monopolize all the championships. Because then Austin and Triple H won the tags, and I think that was the whole point. And if you notice, he only held the belt for, a month? So it was off of him pretty quick. I think it was the visual that they were going for there. And I think the story was going to be, had Triple H not gotten hurt, was Triple H and Austin having issues and then splitting up, and then Triple H, after he tried to murder him, actually becoming babyface and beating Austin. I think that's what they were going to do. But also you have to factor in WCW and the Invasion and how that would have played out with Triple H being there. But I think if Triple H wouldn't have gotten hurt, Austin would have joined the Invasion. Triple H would have stayed in WWF. And that might have been our SummerSlam match. Austin Triple H, not Austin Angle. You could even do the same thing that you did with Angle. You could have Austin survive SummerSlam and walk out with the title and have The Rock beat Booker T. But then at Unforgiven, Triple H beats Austin in Pittsburgh. Would it hurt a lot to have your earring ripped out? Well, I would assume it would. Aaron, Benoit was, kind of wiped clean a little bit, but his matches are all still intact. He's basically just wiped clean in terms of, he can't be searched. I don't think you can search Chris Benoit matches on Peacock or anything like that. At least under WWE's umbrella. And, they never bring him up in the past. They never highlight his matches or his past at all. So that's kind of as far as they can go with it. Damn, Billy Gunn. Now, help me out. Benoit's going to win the title here. He's going to have that ladder match, right, at the Royal Rumble with Jericho. Jericho, I think, wins that, right? And then the two would wind up teaming up and taking the belts off of Austin and Triple H. Damn, the Chiefs are up 13-0 at the half over the Chargers. Yeah, Ahmed Johnson. I think Ahmed Johnson, or I think Goldberg is what Vince wanted Ahmed Johnson to be. And I thought he had a legitimate chance at first. He was pretty impressive for that time. WWE is just in need of anything. And he was so impressive looking and had a good impressive, 6, 7, 8 months there in the beginning, but then he got hurt. Big. Oh, he missed. He missed. Mike Witt, thanks for the fight. Does it make you a bad guy to still love Benoit as a wrestler? No, it's fine. Like, his matches were great. He was a great worker. And I do think there are people that do have sympathy for him in terms of what his brain went through. But what I've always said is just that if he just would have killed himself, I don't think WWE would have removed him from history. I think they'd still talk about him and highlight him and all of that because he had definitely a mental disorder there. His brain was applesauce. He had severe CTE, and there's no telling what was going on inside of his noodle that made him do that. But, when you kill a woman and an innocent woman and an innocent child, it's really hard to separate all that, But most people that know him say he had to not be in his right mind to do something like that because it's just too bizarre. But the fans are like, he should go in the Hall of Fame and they should separate his work from his... fuck off. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. It's never going to happen. Scream it until you're blue in the face. It ain't going to happen. But it should. Nope. It's not going to happen. Yeah, but what? Nope. It's not going to happen. Shut up. Stop saying the same thing. You should separate the... No, you cannot separate that. He's not going into the Hall of Fame. He killed 2 people. But what about Sonny? I know. But what about Snuka? I know. I know. I'm not fucking stupid. But he's not going to the Hall of Fame. But what about? There is no but what about. He's not going in. He will never go in. Go. Come on. Just go. Good, there you go. Just grab him by the earrings. There you go. You ain't getting out of that. But, well, you are close to the ropes. And Billy is tall. He might make... he got there. He got there with his foot. Oh, is that where Billy was? He had rotator cuff surgery? Shout out to Timmy White, by the way. Oof. Go for the headbutt. Nope. Just like that. He tapped out fast. That was Mr. Perfect 91 sharpshooter fast. Benoit. I went to a couple of shows, SmackDown taping earlier in the year up in Richmond, where I think I saw Jericho beat Benoit for the IC. So this is his... He's had several runs with this belt already. I really like Benoit. I thought Benoit was the right guy to hold the IC title during this time in WWE. Here, him or Jericho? Oh, there's Austin.
I've been doing this over 20 years, and I think I got pretty good instincts. But I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning thinking about how the Hell in a Cell ended Mick Foley's career. I woke up this morning at 4 o'clock thinking about how the Hell in a Cell damn sure shortened Shawn Michaels' career. How in God's name, Steve, can you prepare for something like this tonight?
I don't think you can prepare for something like this, really, because hell, I didn't even sleep last night. You woke up before, I didn't even sleep. I've been drinking coffee all day.
Ian, you can see Vince Russo going into the Hall of Fame. I can too. If there was a Hall of Fame of useless fucking idiots, I think he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
You can take all that tonight and multiply it times 6, because it ain't gonna be nothing pretty. It's gonna be flat out brutality.
I know that the man that orchestrated the plan to put you out of business, and he damn near did it, is in this match talking about Triple H, and the man that drove the car.
I like that Austin's cutting a promo in front of cauliflower and broccoli and cucumbers. Little veggie tray from your local grocery. If Austin were to grab a piece of broccoli right now and just dip it in that yogurt sauce or that ranch or whatever the fuck is there, eat it, I would mark out. Please, Austin, have some broccoli. Have a cauliflower chunk.
Sit here and talk to you as much as you want to, but the bottom line is Stone Cold Steve Austin wants to get the match started, whip somebody's ass, and that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. Oh, here comes another Holly. Is it Molly or It's Molly. I like when Molly comes out and does her little thing. It's one of my favorites. Molly is the best. I like how she walks. Marches down. Molly Holly. What is the Molly? It reminds me of like Bad Santa. What's the kid's name? Like Thurman Merman or whatever. Molly Holly. Thurman Merman. All the boogers all over his face and everything. Oh my god. Hi, Trish. Oh yeah, she's TNAPA now. Trish and Molly, two of my favorites ever. Mike Witt, thanks for the 5. I always thought his wife should go in for her work outside WWE, but then I thought we would, everybody be talking about exactly. And that's why it's not Nancy or woman's fault. Woman would be great in the Hall of Fame, but just drawing any sort of attention to that ugly day is not something I would do if I was in WWE in any sort of charge at all, or if I had any say. And they probably feel the same way. That's why we're not going to see any of that shit. It's unfortunate. Maybe even slightly unfair, but it's still the way it has to be. Fans have trouble just accepting reality sometimes. Like, it's just the way it has to be. Just got to shut up about it. Don't melt your brain over it. It's not going to change. Look at Molly taking Trish. Oh, yeah. Ivory's in this shit, too. I didn't even realize in the Val Venus and China match that Ivory had a match later on tonight, so maybe China comes out here and... Nice. Monkey flip into a clothesline as Lilith goes to work on Molly. And I'm telling you, Lilith Crane is hot. BB Newirth? You wouldn't know it from her Cheers days, but a couple times in Frasier, she lets her hair down, and you'll see. Got to horn in on everything. Trish has been in the ring at this point less than a year. She would have debuted earlier in the beginning of the year, I think in 2000. So she's probably only been wrestling for 6 months, maybe. She's trying to cover Trish's boobies. Ivory is offended by the spectacular rack of Trish. I'm not offended by that. Nice power bomb. I took a lot of signs to shows. I'm glad I never took one that said, "Show me the puppies," as Ivory retains the championship. All right. Give Divas a chance. How long was that match? Anybody got a stopwatch on that one? 3 minutes? Did somebody say 3 minutes? There's Crash, coming out to save his cousin, who's also his girlfriend. Oh, I forgot they called him Elroy. Here comes the APA. Oh, they're back. Were they out? Oh, yeah. Why is Albert even wearing that? Must have been an issue here. Come on, give him the Dominator, Farouk. Oh. The Acolytes. It's all right, Trish. You got more. You have more title opportunities in your future. That was a good clothesline from Hell, too. What? Jesus. I mean, it's been 26 years, and I still cringe. Like, I'm just blown away by the Hell in the Cell bump. It's just... That, to this day, I still think remains as the damnedest thing I've ever witnessed live in person as a wrestling fan. Or live. I wasn't in the building, but I was live at home. Rock, this is his only one, I think. First and only cell match for Rocky. I always love the way The Rock could have the crowd shitting themselves from backstage. Like, they're in Birmingham. Well, if you need some knee surgery, or at least you're already there. Anybody gets hurt. Nice, Yuri. You just came back from watching Moana 2. I don't even know what Moana is. I don't even think I've ever seen a trailer or nothing. I don't know anything. Nice, AJ. You met APA last week. That's cool. I was always a big fan of them. Nothing beats a Rock promo with Kevin Kelly or Michael Cole backstage during this time. It was always just money. Look how young The Rock is. He's old fart now. He's all wrinkly, all leather-skinned. Looked like you skinned a bunch of footballs and just covered yourself in them. The Rock is cooking. 5 more from Mike Witt. Best time watching wrestling was going to see Austin drive a Zamboni in the ring, beating up Vince at the Joe. You spelled Lewis wrong, but that's okay. I wish I would have been at that show. I've only been to one show at the Joe, and I was backstage and the whole deal. It was a fucking time. But yeah, that's one of the better Monday Night Raws. Just that visual of him. Just like the beer truck was like the same thing. And him diving over on Vince, it was so sweet. Yeah, Moana is animated, right? But I think the one he just filmed is live action. It just seemed random to me. Like, let's just give everybody a title shot. I liked the idea, though, because if Angle was going to have a short run here, this is going to be a big win for him. Technically, this is 5 men he can defeat at once. So, I think it was a lot of ways to establish Kurt, because it was Angle in there with all of these former champions and Rikishi. And for him to win this one, beat Austin, Rock, Taker, and Triple H in the same match is... Like, I knew that going into this. Like, at the time, I was already thinking the same way back then. So Angle just won the title. No mercy. He's not going to drop it here. Even in this time period when the title would switch a little bit more frequently, there was just, to me, no way. I kept thinking, I'm like, well, what was the point of Angle winning it then? You know? If, like, The Rock wins it back here in the Hell in the Cell. Rock would win it back at No Way Out instead. But I was like, Angle's got to get a couple of wins here. And it felt like right from the start, Because this was a very predictable pay-per-view, or pay-per-view main event, I should say, to me at the time, because of how Angle was probably going to survive this, because he's just a chicken shit little weasel, and he survives everything, and him being able to find a way to somehow win this match or capitalize on everybody else destroying each other by always having his eyes open and always thinking, you know. It felt like it was Angle's match to win. I didn't really look at him at a disadvantage. I'm like, oh, he'll win this. I don't really remember if this match is like considered any good. I have no recollection. I remember the Rikishi bump and not liking that. I think it was unnecessary. I felt like they forced that, tried a little too hard. We got to do a spot. I know, let's back a truck up or whatever, you know, like you don't have to do anything, you know? But after Foley, you know, fell several times off the cell in 2 different matches, it felt like it became an obligation to them. Like, you could just tell a good, brutal, violent, bloody story in the cell. You don't need to be climbing to the top of it. And here it comes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've had the privilege of sitting here for over 20 years. I don't have a good feeling about this. Is this what sports entertainment is all about? Coming down, JR. That cell, that massive steel cell.
Yeah, good point. They didn't even have a Hell in the Cell match in 2001. It's pretty wild.
By pinfall or submission. The man that scores the first pinfall or submission in the ring will be the W.
Thank you, JR. Whoever scores the first pinfall. Oh, listen to Triple H's music. He's using this in-between version. This is in between my time and his Motorhead theme, which he'll debut at the Royal Rumble next month. So this is the in-between. And we heard this on the Survivor Series watch-along that we did last month. We get a chance to hear it again. I mean, he's in crazy shape. I remember hearing Triple H's, because I ordered the Royal Rumble, of course. And when we heard the song, I remember reacting to it and, like, not hating it. But every time a wrestler has debuted a new theme, it always takes me just a little bit for it to grow on me. And then it usually does. And it was the same with Undertaker and Rollin', which I believe he debuts here. And somebody in the chat said earlier that they do not dub his Rollin' theme here. So with You've Done It Now, which is really nice. I want nothing to do with Limp Bizkit whatsoever unless it's involving 2000 or 2001 WWE. Then it's okay. Otherwise, get the fuck out of my life. I remember hearing Glass Shatters too, Ray. It was at Buried Alive. I think it was Buried Alive. It was Austin and Triple H, or Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and that's where Austin debuted the theme. And I remember hearing that for the first time and be like, oh, a new theme, but it's hard to kind of hear when you're hearing it for the first time with crowd noise. Sometimes it's hard to hear the beat or the melody. You don't really know what you're hearing until you hear it a second time or a third time. So it's really hard to judge, like the very, very first time you hear a new theme. Unless it's clearly money. Like, first time I heard Nakamura's theme, or Sami Zayn's, or Bobby Roode's, or, you know, then it's like, oh, holy shit. I'm a bad man, here to make a change. And to shrink some heads. And to move some things. Dun, 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 dun. A sadistic Hell in the Cell. Right, yeah, Victor, now they just debut them to where any fan can have access to them. It was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid, to quote Everclear. Oh, yeah. What I hated, well, I hate everything, but what I didn't like the most about Limp Bizkit was Fred Durst and his whiny, you know how he's got that whiny pitch to his voice? I'm like, nobody else found that annoying? Like, why is he whining in his songs? Sounds like he's got, like, an electrical fence. It's like the sound you make, you know, like if you touch one of those things. I wonder if the fans are like, what the F is going on with this song? Where's American Badass? Yeah, I'm not a huge, like, crazy metal fan, but I do like Metallica. That's why I liked American Badass, I think, better than this. If you smell... He was so over. My God. This whole time period was just... For those in the chat, it's like if you know type of thing. If you were any sort of, you know, memory-forming age at this point, you know, this shit probably is pretty vivid in your memory, you know? And even more so if you're closer to my age, where, you know, I'm 23 at the time. So when you think about the type of fan this era of WWE targeted, I am in the middle of that age group, that demo, you know? I'm like, this product was for me specifically. Just like the Rock and Wrestling was for me specifically. And I've been lucky. And now I'm at a point, finally, for the first time in my life, where the product isn't for me specifically. It's for kids, at least in WWE. But at least I got to see the good shit at the right time, you know? Oh, where's he going? Oh, Angle's outside. He's just coming right after him. Get in the ring. Austin's like, let me take my vest off. Here's Triple H. Close the door. So there's a lot to follow here for these cameras, because I'm sure everybody's going to be paired off into groups of two. Find your buddy. Partner up with your buddy. Taking down Rikishi. Timmy White, man, chains and padlocks in cage matches is always an absolute disaster. I've never seen a chain padlock spot go smoothly, ever. Ever, 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 not once in the history of the business. Or is it just get on and off with no issue? It just is hard. It's live, you're under pressure, you're nervous. Oh, fuck, it's not working. You're Jack Swagger trying to get the briefcase off. It's just like, oh. I would hate for me to be padlock chain guy, or me in charge of that spot in any sort of cage match scenario. What's he got? Oh, he's got his bandana? Choking Kurt with it? If you would have told me on this night that 1 year later, the WCW title would be unified with the WWE, I would have been like, holy shit. Juan Soto Mets to Mets is huge. 15 years, $765 million for a 15-year contract. Yeah, sooner or later we'll get the $1 billion deal. Got to be less than 5 years away from that. Maybe it'll be me. Oh, there's Austin with the Thez press on Triple H. Fans are loving it. Rikishi and Taker and Rock and Angle are paired off on the outside, leaving Austin and Triple H in the ring alone for a bit. Austin and Triple H, I don't think either one of them making a trip to the tanning bed would be a waste of their time. Y'all out here looking like Sheamus. Oh, it was ESPN notifications? Oh, look at there. I think I got one too. Right there. Breaking news. Interesting. I also have a statement from my Apple card and new messages from NGL. Look there, guys. There's so much going on our phones. Oh, I didn't even realize they were bidding with the Yankees. That's funny. I don't follow baseball a ton, so a lot of these players, I don't know who they are. I don't follow it like I used to. I'm 15 years out of the loop in terms of knowing top players in the league and stuff, in terms of baseball. If it was 1996, I could talk to you all day about it, but it ain't. Jeez. And it's weird, too, with a six-person cell match like this because you have so little room to move around on the outside, so you can only do so much brawling. And right now, we haven't seen, like, if this was a modern-day Hell in a Cell, you'd already have 9 trash can lids in there, fucking kendo stick, the stairs would be in there, of course, chairs, just the usual suspects. I'd bust out. There's some, I see orange and fruit punch Gatorades under there, both of which I like. Oof. A little double team action on Triple H from Austin and Taker there. I love how it's all these world champions and Rikishi. I put up on social media on Twitter last night. I was remembering, in 98, early 98, The Undertaker was the only former champion on the roster. The only one. Shawn had the belt, and Bret was gone, and he was the only one. He was the only from the screw job until when Kane beat Austin. He was the only former champion in the company because when Austin beat Shawn at Mania, Shawn left. So then Austin had the belt. So Undertaker was the only former WWE champion. Imagine if WWE today or AEW today was reduced to only one of their wrestlers is a former champion in their own company. Like, that's just crazy to me. And Undertaker had that title for like 6 months. And then finally when Kane beat Austin and then Austin won it back, they quickly added 2 more former champions. But for a while there, it was just Taker. And that is just crazy to think about. Austin saved WWE from certain death. The fact that they actually bounced back from that is wild. Oh my God, just raking his... Oh, that's great. Oh, I love that. Oh, and then he moves for Angle and it keeps going. I have no recollection of the spot, but I really like it. It'd be funny if there was just bits of Triple H's face. It's made from bits of real Triple H, so you know it's good. Oh, good point, We're All Pro Wrestling. Everyone but The Rock is in the Hall of Fame. No, Triple H isn't. Oh, I guess he is with DX, huh? Yeah, I guess they're all in, huh? Shit. It's going to be awkward. I mean, is Triple H going to put himself in the Hall of Fame? I mean, at some point, he needs to go in the Hall of Fame. He's retired forever. I think Triple H should go in solo, but it's kind of weird to do that when you're the head of creative. Because it's basically going to be a working, he can't be celebrating his own career because he's going to be working through it. He's going to be directing the fucking Hall of Fame that he's headlining. Then he's got to go to work the next day and be in charge of WrestleMania. Oh. Rock's been doing that DDT reversal since the warehouse days in the Stamford. Angle, I like the way Angle would take Rock's punches. Just the way he would kind of sell them. This is what you got to do. You got to make Chad Gable the champion and then put him in a match with Punk and Cody and Seth and Orton and all the top stars and have him win. Big choke slammed Austin. Austin flopping like a fish. Triple H breaks up the count. This is going to be our WrestleMania 17 match right here. Taker and Triple H. And I do like this match too because I believe this was the first time we had an Austin and The Rock in, the same match for a while. Because after their feud in 99, I don't think they came to blows again. I think they were tag team partners a couple times there. And during the year, Austin was hurt, and then he was hurt. So, yeah, this is the first time Austin and Rock have been, in the ring together. Possibly since Backlash of 99. I also think they were tag partners at some point in 99, I think. Yeah, here's this thing. There's this kennel betting. What the fuck? This isn't... To me, it was just a silly bump. I mean, this is one of the weakest Hell in the Cell spots they've ever done. and they're probably... And Jim Ross... Good God almighty, Rikishi just fell 20 feet. It's probably 8 feet. I mean, it's already raised that high up in the truck bed. Then, the height of the cell. I mean, it's a bump, but it's not... It's nothing. I can take this bump. Oh, yeah, that's right. They want to rip the cell door off. Okay. That's why the truck is there. Well, you got to get somebody out of there before you back it up too far. Well, no, maybe not. You can still get out. The funny thing is because this logically this is so fucking stupid. If Vince McMahon is really concerned for all these wrestlers' safety, tearing this cell down is going to put them in far worse danger with the falling metal steel chunks. This is kind of stupid. I can't lie. Vince, why, like, the fact that Vince even cares, that wants this. Oh, I was like, who's coming? Foley's coming. Foley, did you need your music for this? Was music necessary there? You can't do that. Hey, take out some Stooges. The Stooges were on Foley's team. The last time a bunch of cars were in the entranceway there at Over the Edge 98. We got Georgia plates on that truck there. And Vince is being apprehended by a crew of 2.5s. So hopefully if he got, I don't know if Foley like grabbed the keys and so now nobody can drive the truck away. But now all the wrestlers are out of there. Which the funny thing is taking the door off, this is what's crazy. The title is on the line. So even if throughout the course of the match, if the door came off and you're a competitor in that match, by logic, wouldn't you keep your ass in the ring or in the cell? Wouldn't you just stay put? Let the motherfuckers go out. The finish can only take place in the ring. The title's on the line. So if a couple guys run out of there, you got a chance to capitalize and pin somebody in the ring. I wouldn't go anywhere. If the door came right off, I'm like, well, I'm just going to sit right here. You guys want to leave? Leave. Because the ending of the match can only happen here. So you guys can all leave the cell, beat the shit out of each other. I'll sit here and rest. And then when you guys come back, I'll just super kick one of you and pin you. Oh, yeah, the old camera spot. These are good. Oh, to the knee, to the car. Oh. Triple H with a bump on the vehicle. On the rental vehicle. Triple H getting it. They're all out. See, if I'm Angle, I'm running back in that cell and I'm sitting right there in the corner, leaned up against the turnbuckle, and I'm just going to rest. And then when one of these bloody idiots comes back in the ring, Angle slam, FTW. Oh! Oh! Right through the glass. Wild. I love this camera replay. Boom. Double Nagi to Rikishi and Angle. Austin's busted open from the glass. That's real glass, by the way. Cry all your rivers. Did Kurt go through glass too? Real glass too? I think whenever glass is mentioned, it should be real glass. In the same way, whenever a chair is mentioned, it's a steel chair. Steel chair, real glass. Let's make it a thing. Bitch slapped at Triple H's face. Hey, I wonder if Kane is still under the barrels. I think, does Triple H have a blade in his finger? He looks like he's holding, no. Rock bottom on the car, Triple H, nut shot. Jim Ross used to call it the Galata. That boxer, who did he low? Was it Foreman or was it Holyfield? I forgot who he low blew. The Galata. Or it might have been Lennox Lewis, maybe. I don't remember. Look at Austin. Man, he's busted. Bleeding profusely. Rock's busted open. Everybody is bleeding. Rikishi might not be. Yeah, AJ, that's what I asked him. Like, is Kane under them barrels still? He might be. Ooh, Chargers took the lead. It's 14-13. I didn't even realize that. Way to go. I'm rooting for you, Chargers. Even though I can't support you anymore because you left my city. Now I don't care if you win or lose, but I want you to win this game. God, look at The Rock. Jesus Christ. I love these cars. I would imagine that all of these cars combined were probably donated, but if you had to purchase them, you're probably looking at $800. I mean, for all of them. Just for this pile of parts. Oh, no. Slingshot into this old Toyota Corolla. Oh. Crazy. Triple H, I think he was trying to break the windshield out. Unsuccessful. These cars are dirty as hell, too. You got open wounds on rusty cars covered in dirt and shit. That's not good. Some might call it inhumane. Oh my God, that barrel. Oh. It almost looked like it was too big. What is it? Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, when the guy, he lifts up the sword and it's too heavy and he just falls backwards. That almost happened to Austin. If I was any one of these guys, and nobody is in the cell, whoever I'm brawling with, I would just do whatever I could to completely incapacitate him and drag him in there and pin him while everybody's distracted. Like here, this is a good idea. Undertaker's choking Angle with the microphone cord. Poor Angle. Angle, there you go. You just got the cord wrapped around that chair. Ooh, well, if Taker wasn't busted open, he is now, because this is where blade jobs happen over by the announce table. They can hide, they can duck, they can do their thing and gig themselves, and then they're up bloody. So we'll see Undertaker pop up with blood on his face any minute. And the last one to bleed here, I think, is Angle. Yep, there he is. Busted wide open. What a surprise. Oh, let's climb to the top. I used to be able to climb fences like a pro when I was a kid. I'd fucking scale any fence, any height, didn't care. But I'm afraid I'd shit myself if I tried to climb up one of these things at my age now. I think I would just I think physically I could do it, but I would just be really panicky. I'm like, I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall. There, Austin's going up. One man we know isn't going to be taking a bump off the cell is Austin. Oh, God, that's got to be nerve-wracking just climbing up there. I mean, Rikishi makes it up there somehow, so... Triple H and Austin fighting on top of the cell. It's Triple H. Is he going to take a bump in the truck? The game near the edge. Fans want to see something. I love them brawling right under the Baptist Health System sign. Now Angle's coming up. All right, there's Rikishi down there over there by the truck. Working over the rock. Stunner. I'd be worried. Man, if I was the talent, I would be like insisting that I was reassured that this thing is not going to collapse under the weight of 6 giant wrestlers. This seems like a good time to hit the like button, by the way. If you haven't done that, hook a brother up. That might be it for Angle, too, now that he hit the steel support beam. Yeah, of course Kurt Angle's bleeding. Maybe Rikishi doesn't have to bleed because he's the one taking the big bump. I just would not want to step on that, like, mesh part, you know? Like, it's going to collapse. There's Rikishi trying to get his ass up there. Is Rock going to go up there, too? I forgot if they all get up there or not. Austin looks like he's coming down. I don't even remember who throws Rikishi off. It must be Taker, because Taker likes to do that. He's usually the cell thrower offer. Oh, wow, that's a good camera shot of the chair shot to the face of Angle. Oof. Oh. He's kind of giving, like, concertos here. Sort of. That was weak, though. Nope. Angle is like, I'm out of here. He saw that. He saw Rikishi approaching with a chair. He's like, I'll just jump off the top of this cell now. And I don't think at the time that if I have necessarily had Rikishi pegged as the one that would take the spectacular bump in here, but he's the one who did. See, now Taker and Rikishi here are at the biggest disadvantage because they're the only ones not in the ring. Here we go. You knew they were going to do something because of the camera shot here. Oh, no. Be careful. Just throws him right off. Boom. I mean, that was an extremely well-protected bump there, which is good. You don't want anybody getting hurt. I mean, the wide shot of the overhead shot of the cell, him taking that bump, did look pretty awesome. But just the bump itself, I thought wasn't necessary. I feel like WWE felt like they had to do something after some of the things Foley had been doing in this cell, and they felt obligated to have a big-time bump, but you didn't need it. At the end of the day, it was harmless. Didn't matter. But I still think you didn't need it. And now Austin and Rock finally face-to-face for the first time in like a year and a half. Exchanging blows. Good to see them mixing it back up. And they would do it again in the Rumble, I think, too, right? Doc, look at that. Fans are losing their mind for this. Spiny. Kind of a wonky Spiny, but he got it off. I don't think he's going to have time to people's elbow anybody. Now, this is where you would imagine Angle would sneak in and capitalize here. We're going to have some finishers hit. Yeah, see, there's Kurt stirring like Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 19. Rock's going to try to do the thing here. He's not going to get this people's elbow off. There's no way. Nobody to throw his elbow pad to. Boom. Can't even hear what Jim Ross is saying. He's just screaming at this point. Oof. Boom. Damn. Oh, rock bottom. Rock bottom to Angle. Who's going to stop the count? Austin? Yep. Oof. Oh, Austin tagged Rock hard on the head. All right, Angle's covered in blood. I feel like he's going to hit an Angle slam on someone here and catch the pin. And where's Undertaker? Is he still up there chilling, or is he making his way down? We know where Rikishi is. Laying motionless in the bed of a Home Depot rental truck. Stunner. Stunner to Rock. Rock's laid out. Angle's laid out. Who's he trying to get to cover here? Oh, is Angle just going to... Nope. Okay, Undertaker is just laying on top of the cell. So... Neck breaker. I thought Austin was going for the stunner. It was a neck breaker. Oh, and there he is. I was like, Angle just needs to pin somebody. He has a hand on the Rock's chest, and he got the win. Angle retains. What a match. I thought Angle was going to get the pin after that stunner. I was like, oh, he should jump on the Rock here, but I didn't realize it was just going to be a hand on the chest. That is awesome. 2 years in a row at the December pay-per-view. The person who won in the main event has got some serious bragging rights. 2000, Angle gets to say he beat 5 Hall of Famers in a Hell in a Cell match, 4 of which are former world champions. And then the following year, Jericho beats Austin and Rock in the same night. Which was more impressive? I don't think Kurt knows it. He knows it. He's bleeding from every... Let's hope not, Lawler. Hopefully he didn't take a kendo stick up the ass. Oh, no, there's a stunner. Of course. Hogan must pose, you know? Got to hear Austin's music last. Not Angle's, not the winner. Oh, yeah, Angle won at Armageddon 02, right? Beating Big Show. You're right, Barry. Shit, I forgot about that. It's a good pay-per-view for Angle. That's some trivia for another time, but is there a pay-per-view like an Unforgiven or a No Way Out or a No Mercy or an Armageddon where somebody's won the title at 2 of those events? The richest prize in the game. Oh, JR. So dramatic. Right on. So we finally got to Armageddon 2000. That makes me real happy. I'm going to put up a link tonight for tomorrow. We'll do Raw, probably a watch along because we did a pretty big podcast yesterday, and just do a Raw review tomorrow. There's not going to be a ton to talk about, so we might do a watch along unless I change my mind. We're also going to do a watch along for Saturday night's main event on Saturday. And also, I'm going to book 2 streams for Saturday night. One for the watch along of Saturday night's main event, and the next one for Saturday night's Greg event. We'll do a podcast on Saturday after Saturday night's main event goes off the air. We'll review the show, and we'll talk about other stuff too. So it'll be a long Saturday for us here on the channel. And I've got some YouTube short reactions coming up as well this week and stuff scattered around. And we will be here tomorrow night for Raw. So thank you so much for being here this evening. As always, guys, it was fun. And I'll start thinking of the next pay-per-view to post for 2 weeks from tonight. That'll be the next time we're here for a classic watch along. Because I will not be here next week due to a family Christmas event. So keep that in mind, but you'll be seeing me real soon. And as always, thanks for being here. Good night, everybody, and I'll catch you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. Peace.